Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Hey, hanging out downtown here after yesterday's final, well, not final, but after yesterday's meet and greet. I want to thank everyone that came out, should I say. We had a great time discussing and chopping it up. We had my man Stocks with Josh in the house and my man Keenan Grace. We had a great time, all right? If you were there last night, leave me a comment. I'm having a little allergy thing going on with my eyes, but hey, you guys know, for those of you that are new, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. Make sure you select all, okay? So excuse my eyes, but I'm doing allergies today. So I just want to give a brief market update. And for those of you that know, I give a brief market update on Sundays, and then I end with a short inspiration, okay? So we had a few things that I see that are not good for the market. I suggested earlier this month, because this is historically the worst month to be trading in the stock market, to take less trades. I know a lot of people traded. If you are a skilled investor, you can make money, right? Most of the people that are listening right now, a lot of you are new or have been trading since COVID, then it's just a better decision for you to take less trades or no trades at all until the coast clears. Now, it's not going to end on the end of this month. We're not going to be out of the water. Personally, I think that we won't be out of trouble, should I say. I think we're going to go a couple of weeks into October. That's what I see, right? So here are some of the things that are not good, that are bad for the market. That's why I titled this the way that I did. The S&P and the NASDAQ both had some of their worst weeks, okay? So they were down, right? And as you could see, the Dow wasn't that great either, right? A lot of red in the major indices this whole month, really. Then we had Treasury yields that spiked to 10-year highs, okay? I'm sorry. We have Treasury yields that spiked as, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna edit this out. We had Treasury yields that spiked, okay? The 10-year, all right? The 10-year Treasury yield went as high as it did in 2007. So when things like crypto, Bitcoin do not fare well in higher yields when yields go up, and in inflation, right? And then you have the Fed raising interest rates, making everything worse because he has to combat inflation, right? Just think about it. It's like cancer, right? And you gotta inject chemo, which is another poison to kill cancer. So it's just one of those things where it's kind of like pick your poison, unfortunately, okay? Then we got the debt ceiling. It's looming, right? And the deadline is less than 2 weeks away. So we got the debt ceiling, and we know McCarthy got ambushed by some of his own party. So that is not looking good. Then on top of that, we got the UAW striking, and they're doing more strikes in more cities and more plants. Though Ford is looking the best, talks with Ford is looking the best, but Stellantis and GM are still not good. And they're doing these rolling strikes, plant by plant, rather than shutting the whole industry down. If you entered into any of the plays that I showed you guys a couple of weeks ago with other companies that work with the auto companies, please leave me a comment and let me know what you got into. A lot of you guys made money on Snap-on, and we made some good change on that. But this is, momentum trading and psychology on top of that. Just looking at the situation day by day. I don't want you guys to get caught, and I don't want you guys to get greedy. Now, I have sold out of all of my positions, my put positions in these. We made money, got out, but we may be getting back in, okay? And so we had a lot of data to come out. We had the FOMC meeting, right? And then the week before that, we had CPI and PPI. So we had all of this data come out back to back to back to let us know where inflation is. Okay, inflation is not tamed yet, right? Inflation is still out of control, though. Should I say it's a little tamed, but it's still out of control. It's still off its leash. And we got to get inflation back to a leash, okay? And then start reeling it in, right? And so the Fed continues to say in the FOMC meeting what he's always said. Listen, good people, it's data dependent. He can talk as much as he want to talk. The reporters can continue to ask the got you questions, but the end result is going to be the same. It's all going to be data dependent, right? So yeah, he paused for now, but it looks like there'll be one more interest rate hike in the fourth quarter. And so govern yourselves accordingly. You know, we look for opportunity where most people are not. I pride myself, especially with my options, on talking about or looking for stock that no one else is talking about, all right? So that's kind of a market update. And I want to end by saying this. Now, that was the bad news, but here's the good news. The good news is if you play this market right, don't get greedy, and don't have FOMO, it actually presents an opportunity for you to make more money. And that's what we look for. We trade here at Stock Up. We trade the market that we are in. We trade the market that we're in. So if the market is going down, then we make money going down. If the market is going up, we make money going up. And we're simply trading the market, that we're in, while in our other portfolios that we are DCAing in good blue chip companies, those we don't stop. We do that whether it's a bull market, a bear market, a crash or correction coming. We continue that for a minimum of 10 years. I want you guys to hang in there for 7 to 10 years because it's going to be life changing, okay? But as far as trading, we trade the market that we're in. We believe the data that we see, and we believe the news that we hear, and we trade accordingly. So here is also some more good news, right? Sometimes, we were talking about Dave Chappelle and some of these comedians, and sometimes there's a lot to learn from humor. So now I want you to think about a scene from The Nutty Professor, Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy plays this character that is like obesely overweight, right? He's struggling, right? But there's a scene in the movie that I always chant, and he goes, "Yes, you can. Yes, you can." Or he says, "Yes, I can." I always say, "Yes, you can." And I want you guys to adopt that. And what I mean by that is when your eyes are opening and closing, it's like the lens of a camera, like you're watching me now. It's like the lens of a camera. All the lens is opening and shutting like thousands of times, right? Hundreds of times per second, right? This is called frame rate. It's opening and closing, and it just, if you put it all together, it's just a clear view of what you see. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to direct and edit your own life's story, right? I want you to protect what comes through your lens, and in your lens this way, but what also films have is audio. So I want you to protect what you hear and protect what comes through your lens. Now, you're going to hear and see things that you don't want to. You're going to hear and see things that you don't necessarily need to be hearing. But what I want you to do is filter that stuff out. And I want you to start, I want you to allow the things that you need to come through your lens and to come through your audio intake. right? This is your film. This is your story. This is your life. And I want you to let the good stuff, the positive stuff. So for those of you that are struggling, whether you've been losing money in the market, whether you have difficult lives, whether you have been given up for adoption, whether you are underpaid, whether you are not making enough money and you're living paycheck to paycheck, I want you to do something about it. But first, you have to change this to change everything else. So start doing like, I think his name is the Clumps. Just start there by saying, yes, you can. And then I want you to get a pen and some paper and start writing down the steps that it's going to take for you to get out of the situation that you are in. This is your story. This is your film. You direct it. But if you keep saying, I can't, I won't, I will never, then that's going to be your story. So what do you see your story? I just want someone to type in what your current situation, let's be brave and do something. I want you to type in what your situation looks like now. And then I want you to go, but this is the life or the story that I see in the future. I want one or two of you guys to just do that. And I know this sounds corny or whatever, but I dare you to try it. Write down your story, your positive story, not the story that you're living now. You know, there's a saying, your latter shall be greater. But I want you to at least write the vision, make it plain, and then I want you to envision the story finished, okay? But at first, you must filter the things that the camera see, your lens see, and that your ears hear. And I want you to be the director of your story. I'm going to end by saying this. I always say, don't live an off-the-rack life. Live a tailor-made life. Live a tailor-fitted life that is for you. Because at the end of the day, believe it or not, regardless of how difficult your situation is, that is what God wants for you. But you have to want it for yourself, right? I love you guys. We will see you sometimes Monday. And I want you guys to check out the links below, all right? The Stock Up You, as you guys are just coming in and learning so much. For those of you that need to stop trading this month, I want you to go back to your classes and learn some valuable things that's going to first save you money and then make you money, okay? Study the classes, all right? And then we will see you on Monday. That's Stock Up You, and we'll see you after that, all right, good people? Live, love, laugh, and learn.